growth opportunities, emerging technologies, new business models, and companies to action across all industries. Frost & Sullivan.
Can you talk a little more about what you're showcasing here at the show?
We're introducing a new mobile app that both integrates with the consumer, allows the customer to attach to the vehicle, and then at their choice or discretion attach to a mechanic or a shop. So it's the idea of allowing the connected car technology to work remotely as it was always intended, and enhance or improve the diagnostic process, so thus making the repair process shorter, quicker, more efficient for both the shop and the consumer.
What do you think is the next 5 to 10 year time frame, and how do you think this is going to evolve in the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, I think we're all being forced by the same trends, that the shortage of technicians is not going to be cured in the next few years. It'll continue to be compounding. So there's a shortage of technicians really translates into a shortage of technician time. So we think if we can close that gap using telematics and shorten the time to service and shorten the time to knowledge of service, that trend is, and that solution is in line with the trend over the next 5 years.
One of the things that we hear from a lot of the stakeholders in the ecosystem is the concern about data privacy going forward, particularly when data is shared between cars, between the shop and customers. So how do you see that play out in the future?
So I think the only reason why consumers aren't pounding their tables demanding the data is if they were given it, they wouldn't know what to do with it. It's voluminous. It's tough enough for a shop to hold all the data for all these individual cars. So I think one of the emerging trends will be, and we're doing this for our consumers, is this idea of a digital glove box that allows them to have all the information from the OE, all the relative service information. That empowered consumer really allows them freedom of choice with the repair shop. They're not limited to the only person who has the data. The person who has the data may not be the best person to repair. I think that is going to be the great equalizer. It'll ultimately be beneficial for shops. So we're really working, our point of view has been, it is the consumer's data. Let's make it easier for them to have it, store it, but more importantly, when necessary, push it to the shop in a timely fashion for the repair of the issue they may have. You can overwhelm a consumer with the amount of data that exists on their vehicle. They only need the data they need to repair the car at that time, and so we build a profile for that customer in a way they can see it. They don't need to review it, they just need to have access to it so they have choice. They can share it with the repair shop as necessary, and it will certainly level the playing field in terms of giving them choice of repair. And I think ultimately it's the best thing for the repair shops. They're not going to be limited to who they can buy data from, but in fact, if the consumer has it, they're not going to be limited if they can get access to it.
Great. Well, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and a little bit about your company with us today. We really appreciate it, and you have yourself a great show.
Thanks, Kumar.